Rest in pieces, Fox.
Hello, everybody. Smaug the DM here. And, well, let's just get this shit right off the bat here. This probably, for me at the very least, has been, at least since I've started being here on YouTube, let's just get this out of the bag here. This has probably been, like, one of the worst years for me to be doing any of this. And I say that after doing so much this year, between doing the last few bits of Jurassic World Evolution 2, the D&D Earth videos, which a lot of you appreciated, the last Everything Wrong With video that I did all the way back in January because I forgot to put it in December of last year, and then the Cabela's Dangerous Hunts stuff I did in October. You know, it's been like a massive blow up, but at the same time, there's not much I've done on the channel for a good amount of this year. And I'll probably explain this as much as humanly possible here. But I mean, with all the stuff that I posted out this year, it's been great. But at the same time, it's just, for me personally, it's just not been enough. And I feel like between the many gaps that I had this year, you guys probably are just disappointed in me in that. It hasn't been much going on. But for what I did post out, a lot of you really did appreciate what I posted out, which I'm very thankful for that. But I'm hoping that this coming year, 2025, is going to be probably the biggest year yet that I've done on the channel. And I'm really hoping that you guys are going to get excited about this. But I just wanted to get that off my chest because there's just been a lot of shit that's been happening this year. And I'll try to go into that right now. So, yes, I did finish up my internship over at the Elmwood Park Zoo, and I just want to say, I still can't give out details, but it was by far amazing what I did. Going into it every day up until, like, I think it was May, like the beginning of May, it was amazing. Like, oh my God, it was like the best experience I had in my life, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I really had a really amazing time working with all the keepers, working with all the animals that were there, or at least a good majority of them. But yeah, it was an amazing experience overall. And then to top this off, July of this year was actually really busy for me, which was absolutely crazy because I had Mother of Dragons come up from her state to come visit me, and she was doing very, very well, and I'm very proud that she was doing extremely well with all of her treatment, which, by the way, I do want to officially say, she is now cancer-free. She's officially done. All of her treatments are done, and she is looking very, very well, for herself. So I'm very, very happy that, you know, things didn't go as south as I thought they were going to be. But, you know, I'm really happy that she's doing very, very well. What else? Oh, yes. And then I did go to San Diego, which I did talk about, playing through Jurassic World Evolution 2. And I gotta say, I went to both SeaWorld and both zoos in San Diego, and I was like, holy shit. I mean, okay, I'll be upfront with you. SeaWorld, I didn't have so much fun there with, all I did was just go on the rides and see all the animals there, right? And the rides, I think, were the more important part, because if I looked at the animals at SeaWorld, it was, ooh, yeah, and I only wanted to visit SeaWorld at least once, because I know it's so famous for them starting their orca shows and shit, but if you've ever seen the documentary Blackfish, you can kind of understand that I'm treading on some thin ice when I talk about it. But yeah, SeaWorld I thought was pretty fun. The rides were really the main gist that I got out of it. And then going to both the San Diego Zoo and their safari park, oh my god. I hate saying this, but, or actually, I don't feel guilty about saying it at all. It's like a dream come true of mine to at least have gone to at least the San Diego Zoo, because it is so renowned, and it's such a good zoo. And going through there the entire fucking day, I'm not kidding you when I say this, phone was drained. Like, I drained it down to 1%, and I needed to get an Uber back to the fucking hotel. And I was like, oh shit. But I managed to go through the entire zoo, and it was such an amazing experience. Like, got there, like, right as soon as the zoo opened, and, oh man, guys, it was like a fucking dream come true. It's like going to Disney World for me. Or going to Disneyland for me. That's my pinnacle right there, is going to the San Diego Zoo and just seeing all of that. And I'll probably post pictures up in the video here, just to show you all of the amazing shit that I saw. But again, it was an experience that you just had to be there, to witness it. And it was just, oh my god. I had fun all fucking day that day. But yeah, that was really, like, my two biggest things, other than I've just been working the entire time. So, yeah, it's been kind of nuts with how I've been able to still make content for all of you guys, but then working on top of that at the same time. And I just want to say this as well. We're almost at 7,500 subs. Isn't that fucking amazing that we're almost there? And then I'm about to do another subscriber special here soon. It's going to be crazy, guys. It's crazy how much all of you have supported me all these years. And I just want to, again, from the bottom of my heart, I still want to say thank you. Thank you to every single one of you. If you just recently joined the channel, or you've been here all the way since 2016, I still thank you for all the for the people that continue to watch my channel, to continue to support me, and continue to just, watch my content. Like, that's amazing of you guys to sit there and do that. And, I haven't been always the type of person that gets content out consistently. And yes, I've been doing a lot longer videos, and they're a lot more, shall we say, edited wise. And that's kind of the problem of me getting so much stuff out, is because there has to be so much editing that's done. And, I'm not exactly the type of person that gets on top of these things and, gets a schedule out, which is going to be the thing that's going to change for the coming year. But still, I just want to again reiterate, thank you guys so much. Once we do reach 7,500 subscribers here on the channel, of course I will do a special. And then the next sub special will be 10K. And that one will be, I think, incredibly special if we get to it. And I think that'll be the pinnacle of my YouTube career, is reaching 10K subs. Which, that would be fucking amazing to get there. But, yeah. So, enough said about this year. Let's actually go on to what's going to be coming up in 2025. And this is going to be a big year. So, alright, let's get this out of the way first. I do want to say this. Patreon has not worked for me at all. Not a little bit. Yes, grant you, I haven't put much content on there, but nobody fucking, I bet you a dollar, nobody fucking checked out the Patreon page. Nobody, not a single human being besides myself has checked the Patreon page, and I haven't gotten a single damn cent from there. So, here's the plan. If you go to the homepage right now, or if you check at the bottom of the description and you see that link, forget it. It's no longer going to be there by the time you see this. So instead of Patreon, I will be doing a PayPal donation page. Very much like what I did with when I was Twitch streaming all the way back in 2022, I think it was, when I played Far Cry Primal. It's going to be the same way. So if any of you want to just contribute to the channel in any way, you are more than welcome to donate any kind of money to me through that. If you don't want to necessarily just throw money at me and then go, okay, where the fuck is the money gonna go, Smaug? I also still have a Throne page that you could very much check out in the description down here or on my homepage. And, yeah, I will be updating the Throne page as well to add a few more projects into there. The Vampire House is still open. Yeah, so the Vampire House will still be there, but I think there will be a lot more, bigger and smaller things that I will probably add to the Throne page so that it's consistent. And if you guys don't know what Throne is all about, Throne is just a website where content creators, such as myself, could post in, they could post in, video game stuff, headphones, literally anything on the site. Hell, even like big overarching projects that can type up. And you guys can donate to that, or you can buy that for that creator, and that's anonymously, sent to the creator. Which is, I think, really cool. I got that inspiration from, Von Nathos, off of his channel. He also has a Throne page. So that's where I kind of got that inspiration, but as far as, Patreon's going, I'm letting that shit go, because, I've been trying to use Patreon for multiple years on this channel, and it just has not worked out. So if you guys want to contribute to the channel in any way, I'd recommend checking out Throne first if you're a little unsure about what I want or what I'm looking for. But if you just want to donate cash, that's perfectly fine too. And PayPal will be perfectly accessible through that. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, I think, the big change that's going to come to the channel is I'm just removing Patreon overall. And if you guys really were looking into Patreon, and so I lose that dollar for that. So if you looked into Patreon and you saw that, if you made the $5 the $5 Patreon membership, and you saw that you could get the D&D Earth books a little early, like access to those books, I will still probably do that, but it's gonna take me a really, really long time to do it, because the system is consistently changing with everything that's going on, especially with next year, with Rebirth coming out and with the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie coming out. It's obviously going to change the FNAF shit that's in D&D Earth, and it's going to change the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World shit in D&D Earth. So, and that's what I'm trying to do, is consistently, make the setting so it's more accurate to what we already know. And that's kind of the difficulty of it. But if you guys are still very, very interested in the D&D Earth books that I'm going to be trying to issue out, just let me know down in the comments down below if you're still interested. I will try my best to get PDF files of these books, because obviously making hardcovers is difficult as shit. I should know that, considering the writers I still have on my Lost Tape server. They're still trying to write books, and they know how fucking difficult it is to actually get a book out. So understandably, I'm like hesitating on writing these things myself because getting hardcover versions of these things are going to be extremely difficult. But yeah, if you guys are still interested in the D&D Earth stuff, then just let me know, and then I could work on those as soon as I can. But that's not the main issue here. Okay, well, it's not an issue, but here's going to be the thing for next year. And I don't mean this to make it sour or anything, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. I have been thinking about this for a while, and I feel like if I don't make any profit off of the channel here within the following year, I might have to shut it down. I actually have considered it, because I'll even put up the fucking statistics on here and tell you that I'm not lying. YouTube has not paid me whatsoever. The very start of this channel, I have not been paid for anything. This has just been entirely my own passion and my own love, you know, to do videos, to play games for just online and, you know, have people laugh and have a good time. Like, that's literally my passion. I just like, you know, making these videos because they're fun for me. But if I don't get support through Patreon and I don't get support through YouTube, I don't know where else to fucking turn. Because I don't know if I want to go into it. Let's just say finances for me are very, very rocky right now. And I might ultimately have to end up with having a second retail job on top of the retail job I already have now, just to keep up with paying for things and for eventually owning a place of my own. Which kind of fucking sucks when you think about it. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it to you guys. And I'm not asking, you know, I'm not going to force you to donate a shit ton of money to me. That's not what I'm asking for. But what I am asking for is this. If you want me to continue, if you guys seriously want me to continue, I need to really see it. Because I know you guys really want me to keep going. I know that. I really do. I have perfect faith in you guys that you guys seriously just want me to keep pushing shit out. I get it. But things for me are getting really rough. And ultimately, if I have to put a foot down on something, I hate to say it, it's gonna have to be this. I get it fucking sucks. This really does suck, but it's another thing I have to get off my chest. So, let's just put this scenario in our heads. I don't think it will happen, but if the following year does not work out very well, let's just say this. I'll probably put up the rest of the D&D Earth stuff that's already been recorded. I just need to fucking edit through it, which that takes a shit ton of time for me to do that. Because again, these things are like 3-4 hours long. With again, the next episode that's coming up here being 5 hours long. Which it was not in the intention to do that, but it is. So it's going to take me a hell of a long time to get that one done. But yeah, if the channel shuts down, I'll put up the rest of the D&D Earth episodes so you can see what the fuck happens. And let's just say this. On the 10th anniversary of the channel, I'll probably have a message up saying, you know, thank you guys for fucking supporting me all these years. I still really appreciate it out of the bottom of my heart. And then probably just do a compilation of, you know, not only the next 5 years that I've been doing stuff on the channel, but I think a little mini compilation of, I think, my best moments on the channel. But I don't think that scenario will ever happen. I don't think that'll happen. I really hope that doesn't happen, but if it is the case, that's the worst of it. Okay? So, what I'm saying is that if PayPal doesn't fucking support, and I don't see the commitment from everybody, which I think that's very easy for you guys to do. I know my audience. You guys are very committed to my channel, and I am very happy about that. So, again, if there is support for me, both financially and through everybody just watching my shit and subscribing, then there you go. Then we don't have to worry about that scenario. And to top this off, I'm going to do something incredibly special to make sure this shit happens. That we stay the course, right? And so, you know how Disney always has, like, some sort of fucking timeline as to when shit comes out? Like, you know how Marvel has their annual timeline of what movies are coming out that year, or Star Wars has their timeline. I don't think Star Wars does that anymore. But Marvel still does that. Where they have that whole timeline where you could see when the movies are coming out. So, guess what I did? I did that exact same thing, and here it is. Yeah, I've made an official timeline, for the following year. Now, of course, I have to reiterate this by saying, this schedule is not set in stone, right? Some things are set in stone, but this, not so much. If things like, it takes me longer to edit, a certain episode, it takes me, or not, it takes me, I have to move somewhere in the, inevitable timing, or I get a brand new fucking job, like say, like an actual zookeeping job, not just retail. Don't worry about that. But if any of those things obviously factor, those are outside factors. So obviously this shit's gonna get delayed. But as of right now, as of this very moment, this is the timeline. So I'm going to just address the elephant in the room, in which, yes, I want to say February is when I'm going to get the last episodes done that I was supposed to do this year. So I'll have no content for like a whole month, right? So that's going to be the huge thing. I'm going to have like no content for a month. Which is going to be crazy, because considering, I have to work on a 5-hour-long video, and it's just like, oh my god. But I'll try to get those episodes done, before everything else on the timeline happens. And so, let's actually talk about this. So, the next thing on the timeline that comes up is the Avengers arc. So yes, it's still more D&D Earth stuff. But yes, we did play through an entire arc of the Age of Ultron. It was not like all one episode like Godzilla 2014 was. So it was an entire arc. I think it was like 7 episodes in total. So that's fucking crazy. But you get the general gist of that. And, that's going to be already a very touchy subject, considering everything that's going on in Ukraine, and especially where Sokovia was in the films. It was like, ooh, yeah, this one's going to be a tough one to get through, but I'm hoping that you guys will really enjoy this one, because this was a crazy fucking arc that we got through. And then the next thing is going to be the highly, and I do mean highly requested, Everything Wrong with video on my channel, which is Disney's Dinosaur. And I'll be fucking brutally honest with you, I've been working on that video for months. And I probably haven't even gone through like the first 5 minutes of that video, because it's like, listening to Jeremy just talking shit about Disney's Dinosaur is enough to rot my fucking brain out. It's bad of an episode. I'm struggling to get this one even done. It's so bad. And I'm already gonna talk about, like, some very, like, weird shit, right? Because I'm going off of what Jeremy says. But, oh my god. It's bad. Like, the everything wrong with Disney's Dinosaur video from CinemaSins is garbage. But I'm very much hoping with all the pain that I have gone through in this fucking garbage of a everything wrong with video, that you guys are gonna get a kick out of it. I've gotten through so much of this shit. And I'm not even fucking done, because the video's like, I think 25 minutes long. Like, not my video, but the actual CinemaSins video on Disney's Dinosaur is like 25 minutes. It's like, fuck! I've been working on this shit for months, and I went through the first 5 minutes, and I'm still struggling. Oh, man. Fucking hell. But yeah, that's supposed to be the next one that comes up. And then, all of the Jurassic Park films are going to get an everything wrong with, because Rebirth is coming in. I think it's still coming up in July, but I think it's going to be delayed. I feel like it's going to be delayed. But we're going to be doing every single Jurassic Park movie. All of them. From the first movie all the way up to the sixth movie, which is Dominion. And to be honest, I'm going to be doing all the films in order, but as you can see on the timeline, they're not in order. And why is that? It's because I want to put them out on the days that they were out in the cinema. So, by technicality, yes, I did Jurassic Park first, but on the timeline, the first video that's going to be coming out is The Lost World, Jurassic Park, which I think that's going to be amazing to do that. And so, guys, please do not get freaked out by, oh, we haven't seen the previous video, though. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You guys were fine when the Desolation of Smaug video came out. And that was prior to me releasing the Unexpected Journey video out. So I think you guys will be okay in not seeing the others quite yet. But I will say that, yes, Lost World is first, and then the very last film is fucking JP3. Oh my god. Jurassic Park 3, man. Oh. And I will talk about two more things about this. Number one, I'm going to be doubling the sins. Like, the sin counter is going to be doubled. Why am I going to be doubling the sin counter, you might ask? Well, here's the good question. That's a good question. It's because I love this fucking franchise. Hell, I even, like, said in the Desolation of Smaug video, like, when he popped out the Lost World pop culture reference, I was like, it's my favorite fucking franchise. Like, yeah, I knew that reference. But yeah. So, those are gonna be double sinned. Because it's doubly sinful to sin my fucking favorite franchise. Period. It's my favorite franchise of all time. Like, you can't change my mind on that. But another thing to address the elephant in the room. Birdman has done at least 3 of those movies. Those being, of course, his favorite, Lost World, Jurassic Park. I think the first Jurassic World movie and Fallen Kingdom he's done sins videos on. And to that, I say, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell my audience, like, hey, I get it that Birdman has done these videos, so I'm not going to reiterate everything that Birdman pointed out, right? I'm still going to count those sins, but I don't have to repeat what Birdman has already said, because what he's already said has been good enough. If there's anything new I see within the Sins video that I can point out, I'll make a point about it. If there's anything that Birdman pointed out that I could help correct, I'm still going to count that as a sin, though. But if I could help correct Birdman in that, I'll also add that as a point. But yeah, that's really going to be the justice for the Jurassic series. And then I'm, of course, going to see Rebirth. I probably won't have my own thoughts about it after it gets done, so I probably won't do a review or nothing like that. But I'm just very excited for that. And I hope you guys are really excited about having 6, 7 other fucking everything wrong with around the same time frame, which is going to be absolutely crazy to do. But then the next thing after that is going to be the break period between arcs for D&D Earth, which I think is like 3-4 episodes, so that's not too much. And then, of course, getting into all the way into October of 2025 is going to be FNAF 2. Everything about FNAF. It's going to be a FNAF year, boys. And I will be, like when the first movie came out, I will be playing through Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Which, I will say, and I'm still going to say it, is still my favorite game of the entire franchise. And it's the game series that, and this is the game that technically got me into this series in the first place. And so this is going to be really special for me, not only playing the game all over again and not dying. We're not going to die. Not once. Because I'm a pro at this shit. I am so much of a goddamn pro at this shit. I didn't die playing through the first time. Including all the special nights. I haven't done 10-20 mode, though. But I will probably do it this time. Just to prove myself that I can do it. Because I don't know what the fuck is up with my brain, but playing within FNAF 2 like that, I could still fucking manage to get it. Like, I don't get it. But yeah, we'll be playing through the entirety of FNAF 2. Don't worry about that. And then we'll also cover the everything wrong with Five Nights at Freddy's 1, the movie. Which again, Birdman has already beaten me to the punch with that one. So again, I'll reiterate it one more time that, Birdman has already fucking sinned this, already, did an everything wrong with, the CinemaSins version of FNAF. And obviously, I'm going to probably add some of my own points or correct some of his points. Actually, technically, I do have to correct a point in that video. Which I don't know how everybody's going to appreciate that. I'm going up against Jeremy and Birdman. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign, but it's still a sin nonetheless of Jeremy. But yeah, and then it all culminates to the end of 2025 with the end of the year video. And that doesn't really need to be explained. So, yeah, it's going to be an absolutely crazy fucking year next year. I'm hoping that a lot of this gets turned out, and it does very, very well. But this is literally it, guys. That's it for next year. I am not throwing any surprises. Not this year. It's going to be a lot, and I know it's going to be a lot, but I'm hoping that by supporting me and continuing to support me, then we can get through this entire timeline. Which is my end goal. I really want to get everything on this timeline done. So that, I think, will be a miracle if we get everything done. Now, of course, I left out 2 fucking factors, which I completely forgot to mention. If Jurassic World Evolution 3, whenever the fuck the inevitability of that comes out, within this timeline, I will still be playing, if I'm able to play it, technically. Because I feel like Evolution 3 is going to be on a new engine, and my PC just is not going to handle it. Am I still going to buy it and pre-order it? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I don't know if my computer is going to handle playing it. But we shall see. And if I'm able to play it, then fuck it. That's what we're doing on the channel as well. And I've already seen the news about Evolution 3 as of me recording this. And, everyone's kind of pissed off going, where the fuck is it? What do you mean? It's not there. I sat through all the Game Awards and it never showed up. And I'm like, oh, gee. Why the fuck do you think they're delaying it? I mean, a Rebirth still hasn't dropped down a damn teaser. It's like, what do you expect? But yeah, if it does ultimately come up to Jurassic World Evolution 3, I have my own opinions about it. And if you guys have already seen me play through Evolution 2, you already know my opinions about Evolution 3. They're not good. They're not good. But yeah, if it does come out, I'll still fucking play it if you guys are interested. But for me, Jurassic World Evolution has just crashed for me. Like, when the first game dropped, I got a huge hit on the channel. It spiked. I was happy. But when the second game dropped, everything went to shit for me because everything got posted out like a week early before I can even get the DLC. So it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks to be one of the only people on the ground that's being straight up honest with everybody and going, hey, what the fuck? They get the DLC, like the big YouTubers get the DLC a week earlier before we do. And you were like, what the fuck? So that's how bad it's gotten. But yeah, I mean, if Evolution 3 does come out, I'll play it. I will still fucking play it. But other than that, my thoughts and opinions about the game are just not very well. So that's really the first thing. The second thing, which is going to be completely new to the channel, and I'm very excited to announce it. I might have dropped a teaser for it a couple of times on the channel this year, but we will be doing Pokemon charity streams. Now, these are literally going to be live streams, and I'm going to be trying to explain this as much as possible here. But yeah, this is going to be something really incredibly fun that I wanted to do. Ever since I've been working at my first retail job, a lot of people have been asking me like, hey, do you like playing Pokemon? And I'm like, yeah, I used to play Pokemon, and I just recently completed Pokemon Diamond, for the very first time, ever since I've had the game since I was little, which is amazing, by the way. I can even show you my whole fucking team up here. Look at that amazing fucking shit. Look at that badass fucking team there. But yeah, so I literally am going to drop my, thing about Pokemon and just be like, alright, if the new games are as good as a lot of people have been saying, fuck it. I want to try them. So these charity streams, so we're going to be playing through Generation 1 all the way up to Generation 8. Why am I stopping at Sword and Shield, by the way? Because Scarlet and Violet are probably the most glitchiest Pokemon games ever. And, I don't necessarily want to be driving around a Pokemon the entire game. I think that's only fair. But yeah, I will be playing through from Kanto all the way to, I think it's not Kalos, it's, fuck. I don't even know what Sword and Shield is. Shit. See, that's how bad I fucking am right now. But yeah, I'll be playing through those generational games, totaling up to 10 games I will be playing, because Generation 4 and Generation 5 are going to have double games to them, because those are the generations I grew up with, and because they're two different games altogether, I was like, fuck it, I'm doing this. But yeah, each generational game is going to have a different charity attached to it. So when we get to, again, Sinnoh and Unova, they're still going to have the same charity attached to them, but it's going to be 2 different games being played. And I've already dropped what I'm going to do for Kanto, which is I'm playing through Pokemon Leaf Green, and the charity is going to be the American Cancer Society. Now, why am I doing that? American Cancer Society specifically? Well, here's the thing. After my Mother of Dragons got her diagnosis, and she got through her diagnosis of breast cancer, she then hosted I think it was 50K run with the American Cancer Society, and telling, other girls around her state, like, hey, go check yourself. Make sure you don't have that. And she wanted to raise money for people that can't, unfortunately, get that treatment. And that's kind of where the inspiration for these charity streams came from, was literally, I saw what my mom was doing, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Instead of doing something athletic, I'm just going to be playing fucking video games, because that's my strong suit. But yeah, so this charity stream, it's going to have donations to it all throughout, starting from $5 all the way to $100. And each milestone goal that we get to through the stream, my friends have donated Pokemon to me. I have literally asked you guys on YouTube if you wanted to donate Pokemon to me. And so those donated Pokemon are going to be the milestone markers that we get. And I've told my friends to submit literally fucking anything. It could be very, very good, or it can be utter crap, and it could just be a fucking funny joke for stream. It's fine. But yeah, if we make it through the $100 goal, that will be, first of all, that would be fucking amazing. But secondly, I will have an additional $1,000 goal, in which whoever donates the most amount of money throughout the stream to the charity that we're supporting, and we make it to the $1,000 goal, they will have the chance to put in their own Mon live on stream. And I'll tell you exactly how it's being done. We're doing Pika Hex, so, which is a program in which you can add Pokemon, you can add items, and yada yada yada. And so yes, we are doing ROMmed versions of these games. So that way it's a lot easier to, live stream out the game and, see and put out the Mons that people donated to me. But if we reach the $1,000 goal and we go beyond that, I would be ecstatic about that kind of shit. And all the proceeds, by the way, are going to go immediately to that charity. None of it's going to me. And if some of you already know, when I do charity streams, you know exactly where all my money goes. I've donated to Toronto Zoo. I've donated to the WWF. I keep my receipts. I do have my receipts when I donate the stuff. Nothing comes back to me for that. It goes immediately straight into the charity as soon as we're all done. So how is this going to actually work? You guys are going to be donating through the PayPal link. That's how it's going to be done. So that way I can see that the goals are going to go through. I'll probably also have the fundraiser on the page. I'm hoping I can put it there. I don't know exactly how to put the fundraiser on a YouTube video, but I've seen YouTube tutorials and I'm like, okay, fine. I could try to see if I can also put the place that we're donating to on there so it's legit. But yeah, if you guys want to see where the goals are going to, then you have to donate to the PayPal page. If you donate to me directly through PayPal, it's going to go to the charity. I'm not keeping it. It's going to go straight to the charity. But if you do want to donate to me, first of all, shame on you. First of all, shame on you when we're doing a charity stream. But secondly, if you do want to donate anyway, if you want that money to contribute to something of mine, then you donate to the Throne page instead. If you're just using PayPal when I'm not streaming, then it's completely fine. I keep that money, but if I am streaming and you donate to the PayPal page, yeah, that's going to be thrown immediately to the charity that we're going to go to and donate. So, yeah, I really wanted to address that thing, because I really hope you guys aren't going to be that scummy to just give me money and put it into the Throne page. I really don't want you... I don't believe you guys are that scummy. But in case somebody is, because there probably will be somebody who does that, then there you go. There's a solution to that. But that's really what the main thing about the charity is. And at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you, I just want to gain viewership through all this, play something fun, and ultimately, at the end of the day, we're doing it I'm doing this all for a good cause. So I'm going to be really excited to do that. When I'm going to be doing the Leaf Green stream, I'm not 100% sure yet, but when I get that official date in, I will be announcing it like crazy over everything. But as of now, I don't know when we're going to officially start these. But yeah, ultimately, generally speaking, the game itself, we're going to be beating the champion once every gameplay. That is ultimately just generally the end goal. I know that different games are going to have different end goals, and we'll talk about that when we get to those games specifically. But general gist speaking, we're beating the champion of each region once. And so I'll even go through all the rules that I have put myself through the charity stream here, through each of the games that I'm playing. So, here we go. Rule number 1. The starter must go with you to the champion. So when you go into the Elite Four and you go into the league, your starter Pokemon has to be within your party. Do you necessarily have to use your starter? Not necessarily. But your starter Pokemon has to come with you, regardless of whether it's good for the Elite Four or not. So picking out my starter Mon for each region is going to be very, very important when making that decision. Rule number 2, no legendaries are allowed to come in. I can catch legendaries throughout the game, yes, but can I use them during the Elite Four and Champion? Absolutely not. I mean, normally everyone else would agree, yeah, you can, but it's like, I'm doing this based off anime rules. Yeah, a lot of the people don't bring legendary Pokemon into the league. I mean, Sinnoh was absolutely fucking ridiculous, though. If you've ever watched Sinnoh League Victories, Sinnoh League Victors, I think is what it's called. Fucking someone brings in a Groudon, and one dude brings in both Darkrai and Cresselia on his team, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? But yeah, through the gameplay, and just for my own opinion, I think it's a little more fair of you bringing in the mons that are within that region and not their, like, ultimate godly, mons that are within that region. I think it's a little more fair that along the journey, these are the Pokemon that you bring into the league, not just bring in, like, the God of Destruction and just absolutely beat the shit out of everybody. Because I know that's a lot of what normally people would do, but not in my case. I don't usually like doing that. So, no legendaries are going to be allowed to come into the Elite Four and Champion. Another thing about this, all the Pokemon within my party have to be champion level Pokemon. So, whatever level the champions' mons are, I'll take... let's go... Okay, let me give an example. and I'll use Cynthia from Diamond as the example. Her Garchomp is level 66. The max level my Mons can be is level 66. Now, grant you, her other Pokemon are like level 65. So my Pokemon can also be level 65. But you get the general gist. All my Mons within the party have to be the exact same level as the champion's Pokemon. Do they have to be the same Pokemon the champion uses? No. But they have to be the exact same level. So that way it's fair gameplay. To have champion level Pokemon go up against the champion. I think that makes sense. Can they level up during the Elite Four? Absolutely they can. Can I use rare candies to help out? Absolutely. But they have to be that level when I fight the champion. And I think for Leaf Green's case, I think the highest level is going to be, I think level 63 is the highest. So, at the most, my Pokemon have to be level 63 before even beating Blue or Gary. And I think I'm going to call him Gary when we play through it. It's just a bit of a spoiler there. So that's rule number 3. Rule number 4. Outside of legendary Pokemon, only Pokeballs and Safari Balls are allowed. So if I'm catching any Pokemon in the world, I'm going to do it like the anime, and they just straight up use regular Pokeballs. But outside of legendary Pokemon, which that makes sense because it's almost impossible to catch legendary Pokemon without using something that's other than a Pokeball. Everything else has to get caught by a Pokeball. Or a Safari Ball if they're caught within the Safari Zone, because that's the only ball that you're allowed to have. But yeah, I think just this rule makes it so that, you know, legendary Mons are even more exclusive. They're more of a privilege. But yes, everything caught within the run needs to be within a Pokeball. There's no exception. Okay, rule number 5. This is like a mini side quest for me, so it's not technically a rule, but it's a mini side quest that I have to do. But I have to catch every single regional grass type. And why grass type, you might ask? If you've seen my 151 special, that I did like all those years ago, I've already said it. My favorite Pokemon type has always been grass. Grass type has always been my favorite. So in honor of, you know, being the grass type trainer that I want to be, I need to catch every single grass type within their respectful region. And you might already realize through doing Leaf Green that one of those Pokemon I can't obtain. So one of those Mons has to be donated to me. Which, that's pretty fucking scary to think about that. But, yeah, there's going to be certain games where I'm not going to be able to get every single grass type, which is going to suck. But that's why I'm really hoping that through the charity stream, you guys donate to the charity, and that way I can obtain every single grass type. So yeah, because I'm not always going to pick the grass starter for every region, and I'm not always going to be able to catch every single grass type, because of Virgin exclusives. But yeah, that'll be the really big one. That will be the really big one, is for rule number 5 to be that. Rule number 6. Okay, so this one is a problem that I came up with for Pokedex. So I want to say this to all the donors that gave me those money, or that, not the money, gave me those Mons. Here's the thing. I love how you gave me so many held items, guys. I really appreciate that. The only problem is, when I tested it out, those held items just disappeared. So I had to put the held items into my inventory. So here's going to be the thing, right? When the Pokemon gets donated, right, their held item is going to be coming with them. But until then, the items that are held, so I'll talk about the Leaf Green stream right now, and spoilers for it. People have donated to me leaf stones. So those are I'm allowed to use right away. However, there's one person that donated me a Mystic Waters, which is a held item that powers up water moves. So I am not allowed to use it until I get that Pokemon that got that item. And so that's going to be the general gist. Until I get the Pokemon that had that item, I'm not allowed to use it. And so that's really the main set of rules that I've got going for these streams. Except for one. Well, except for two, actually. And I think they're both controversial rules, but I would like to talk to the audience here, you guys, about these. The second rule I'm not going to mention until we play through Heart Gold, which is going to be the Johto game that I'm going to be playing. But for this very beginning stream, I want to get this one out of the way. So the controversial rule I want to add is every time somebody donates to me, I get a rare candy. Doesn't matter what amount it is, I get a rare candy. If we get a milestone goal, I get that many rare candies. So say that we got to the $5 goal. It'll be one rare candy for the person who donated, and then an additional 5 rare candies due to the goal that we met. So say if we got the $100 goal, right, it'll be 1 rare candy for the person who donated, and then an additional 100 rare candies on top of that. I think actually the max is 99 rare candies you can get, but still, that's the general gist of this rule. But if you guys think that's a little unfair, like, hey, like, why are you doing that? Like, is it a little unfair for you to add that many rare candies if people donate? That's fine. That's fine. You can agree to that. The main reason why I want to add this one specifically is mostly due to, do you guys want to see me grind to get the levels that I need to get to, beat the champion? Or do you guys not want to see the grind and just want to take the easy way out? And again, it's entirely up to you. I will probably put a community post about it, see if you guys are going to agree to that or not. And I'll probably, at the very start of the first stream, I will probably talk about that rule and see what the official consensus is. This will not be an official rule added unless the community agrees that it's a good rule. If the community thinks that it's cheating and that's a little bit unfair for me to do that, then I will not add that in as one of the rules and we'll just play like normal throughout the rest of all the games. So, and that's pretty much the general gist for next year. I'm telling you, next year is going to be fucking insane. It's going to be crazy. I think we're all going to have a very good time with it. But at this rate, I'm both excited and also terrified about what's going to go down. I'm going to be really excited to do these streams, but at the same time, I'm going to be nervous to see if you guys actually enjoy the rest of my content here. Again, if it comes down to it, it'll happen. But as of right now, I'm very hopeful for the future, and I'm very hopeful that everyone can continue to support me and that I finally get to see some sort of profit off my channel for the very first time. Because honestly, at the end of the day, I'm sick and tired of just unfortunately not getting paid for doing what I do. And I'm at almost 75,000 subs. Or not 75, you know what I mean, 7,500 subs. And I'm still not getting paid by YouTube. It's kind of depressing to think about it, but That's what happens to smaller channels. They just get screwed over. And unfortunately, I'm one of the smaller channels. So I'm not trying to be like, you know, that one person that's like being greedy and is like, oh, I really need the damn money and I need like millions of dollars right into my pocket. Right. No, I'm not asking you guys to do that. I don't ask anybody for money. I really don't. I rather earn my money through what I do. But if you guys like to fucking, you know, sit here and watch my videos and want to continue supporting me, then that's the way to do it. That's really the main way of telling me, like, hey, Smaug, you're doing an incredibly good job. And if I got some spare change, I'll give it out. But ultimately, I have hopes and I also have doubts. But my hopeful side is probably going to win out in the end. And the future does look bright for me on the channel, as far as the timeline is concerned, and as far as everything that I want to present to you guys next year is concerned. So, I'm really goddamn hoping that everything turns out incredibly well. And I wish you all guys a very happy new year. I really do. And until next time, guys, I am the DM.